Man, that hit me a little bit in the feels, but I don't know yet. I can still hold hope, right? Absolute despair, girls. I guess this is the final chapter then. No magic chapter 6? There's usually been a chapter 6, maybe not in this game. The title is Ultra Despair Girls, though. Shouldn't it be called Ultra Despair Girls? Oh shit! Really? It's just going? Unless Ultra Despair Girls is chapter 6. This is pretty straightforward. Are those all the adults? The kids are running away? Are they getting crushed? Aren't they getting brain controlled, though? Don't crush them. Who set up the brain control device, though? There's still so many questions. Oh! Intense Monokuma fight, go! But can any of them defeat the big one? I don't think so. Maybe if they have mustaches, but they ditched the mustaches a while ago. Well, now suddenly the kids are the ones in the losing position. Monika's gonna change that though, I bet. Or maybe this is all part of Monika's plan. Cause fuck her. Something tells me Monika planned this. Like, it's all part of her plan for a lot of the kids to die, right? Because she's the evilest. If she really wants to be a Junko successor, she should see, like, everything coming until the very, very end. Yeah, that looks pretty menacing.
Haha! Did you see that? Who's the boss now?
I mean, you're playing the hopeful music, but you can tell Kamaru and Toko are freaked out. And this is, I don't think it's quite fitting for the hopeful music, really.
As long as I control this Big Bang Monokuma, those little Monokumas are like nothing!
Yep, you're slightly losing it. Again, why did you wait till now? I guess it's because you wanted our help to break into the factory because you didn't think you could do it alone? And only now that you trust us, were you willing to try? I suppose. Still iffy.
Good work, you two! You guys are the saviors of this town!
This is too easy, though. Who knows about this? I wonder how many people know about this Big Bang Monokuma. How many people are planning around this? Monika almost for sure knows. Nagito probably knows. I mean, I don't know who else could know. Who else is left, but... Again, Izuru, maybe.
Yeah.
It would just feel weird if they have that flash of him in the beginning of the game and it's just, what, an Easter egg? Pointing to Danganronpa 2? I don't know. And, of course, she's enjoying it.
Greetings. I came to say my goodbyes.
Goodbye. Oh shit, Evil off?
Going already? But this is where the fun starts.
Those eyes.
For real though! The real deal starts now! It's like you finally get the girl of your dreams, so now you can start wearing her underwear whenever you want!
Ew!
That example was pretty clever! Let's put that shit on a calendar!
By the way, before I leave, there's something I should tell you.
And they're just gonna part ways just like that? Yep, and all that's left is Monika. Again, we don't know where Utsugi is. But, yep, everything's according to her plan. So she wants to use the Big Bang Monokuma for something. She's gonna take it over at some point, right? Order 66, just like how she takes over all those kids with her mind control that I thought Nagisa alluded to knowing, but I guess he didn't really know? Okay.
Oh, what? Is this it? You're finally gonna come out of the closet!
Who's the guy that he'd be confessing to? HHH isn't here yet. Nagi doesn't even know HHH yet. Triple H. But, again, we don't know what's up with Shirokuma and Kurokuma and how they were made, how they came into this. There's still actually quite a few questions that need to be answered. Is it just gonna be a huge exposition dump at some point in this chapter? I wouldn't be too surprised, I guess.
I've received word from the Monokuma kids on watch. An intruder has entered Towa City.
Intruder, and you're not talking about the Big Bang dude. So who? Monokuma? We still haven't seen Byakuya. Was he ever kidnapped in the first place? Was Nagito lying?
And they came alone.
Okay.
Alone? I see. Was this someone from Future Foundation?
No, wait, they mentioned earlier that they do have Bianchi as a hostage. So, I don't know.
I don't know, but I recommend caution.
And of course she's gonna ignore it, being like, I know everything, and then this person is gonna end up being the savior of the world. Although, if it is Makoto, then I hope not, because that's too convenient, too easy, too like these games. Because in both the first two, Makoto was the savior. Even in Danganronpa 2, Makoto was more or less the savior. So.
Hey! Look at that!
Okay.
Wow, the impact! Looks just like an action movie, meow.
She's very inconsistent with that cat stuff.
If this keeps up, all the children might end up getting killed.
And she enjoys that just as much as adults getting killed. Look at that. She's not prejudiced. She enjoys everyone getting killed equally. That would be just like Junko, though. It would be weird for a Junko successor to be very specific to one demographic or another. And you sounded so genuine in that intro monologue when you're like, we're making a paradise for children by children, but, or was it by children for children? Whatever.
You're in quite a good mood, despite the fact that your plan is about to be ruined.
Or maybe her plan being ruined is part of her plan. Planning around the plans to plan the plan around the plans.
Ruined? You talking about ruined? Monica's plan is totally going smoothly.
Oh, really?
Totally!
Totally?
Smoothly. You call this smoothly?
Well, of course. If this is happening, then obviously Monica planned it, because she's super evil perfect, right? Until the very end.
Sorry. I know you helped me out and everything, but this plan is a secret, even to you.
Well, I would think so. I mean, I guess there's at least some credence to him being the servant now. Monica doesn't care if you're an adult or not. She just enjoys killing people. Or does she enjoy killing people? Because that would mean she's a faker. Junko doesn't enjoy killing people. She enjoys the despair that people have, which generally comes with death of loved ones and such. But, if Monica just enjoys death, then that's different than the despair. You're not a real Junko, you're a faker. Maybe that's how we beat her, when she realizes that she's not really good enough to be Junko 2.0. But, what am I getting at? Something somebody said triggered something in me, and then I got sidetracked. Shit. What was I gonna say? Oh, that's right. I was thinking, what if the final thing that ends up getting in the way of her plans is something she didn't expect involving Nagisa? Because maybe Itsugi saved Nagisa at the last second, and then Nagisa is the one that helps overthrow Monica's plan in the end. That's my guess right now. That's my prediction. Haven't had to make much predictions in this game. I mean, there's been secrets, but none of them have really felt like I've had a good chance to be like, I know, but maybe this is something I know? Maybe? Also, all those times where I thought, it's either Monica or Nagito that's behind this, it was probably both. It's just both the whole time, because they're working together, right?
By any chance, is this plan related to the successor of Junko and Oshima?
Oh, he does know something.
No! Zip your mouth!
Aww. Oh, Monica's angry.
Well, it does not matter what you're planning. In the end, hope shall win the day.
And they just have a fun chat about it. But then Monica also has hope, right? Because she's the Warriors of Hope. So your hope doesn't really work if she has hope. But she just has fake hope in your eyes, right? Yeah. Also, it does not matter. I don't know. For me, I think that in that circumstance, you would say it doesn't matter. I feel like it depends on the context, but I'm at least lazy enough that in that context, doesn't matter makes more sense to me.
So to prove your little point about hope or whatevs, you brought on the despair, huh?
Who did? Which one? What?
Well, that's just fucking stupid. It's like going to the desert to drink some tasty water.
No, actually I think there's some sense to that. You go to the desert, but bring the tasty water with you, makes the water more tasty. It's not entirely wrong, it's just he goes to a bit much of an extreme.
It's totally contradictory, right?
I think it makes sense. Some crazy sense, but there's still sense. I didn't say it made dollars, but it makes sense.
No, you misunderstand.
Well, look at that. Monica's best friend is Kurokuma. I guess that's similar to how Junko's best friend was Monokuma. Although Junko is completely controlling Monokuma. This Kurokuma has an AI though, which makes me especially curious where this AI came from.
In order to get rid of all the despair, you first must let it flourish.
I think I understand, because you don't want little bits to go into hiding once the bigger bits get crushed. You need the little bits to go in the open so you can kill them all at once?
Wait until the despair has grown to its largest size, and then burn it, all the way to the roots.
That sounds like, a complete revolution, or what would you call it? Maybe even an annihilation.
And after that, only hope will remain. That is the world I seek.
So, you're building a sort of paradise of your own, huh? A really fucked up one.
There is nothing contradictory in that.
Ah, it depends on who you ask.
Well, not that it even matters.
So you're gonna burn the crops and salt the earth, huh?
Yup, he's his own god. Pretty much. Well, at least right now, he views himself as above other people to an extent. But then, in the past, he didn't. So this makes him more despaired because he views himself a little more higher and mighty, just a little bit?
You really are amusing, Mr. Servant. Despite the fact that you know you've fallen into despair, you still fight for hope.
Kinda like how, despite the fact that you're fighting for a paradise for children, you're actually not. Except he's doing it for realsies.
Could it be from Big Sis Junko's influence? Or were you always like this?
He was more or less always like this. I mean, not quite to this extreme. He seems to have extremified a little bit more, but still the same idea.
Who cares, Monika? Just let this jump exit stage left already! There's something way more fun and refreshing waiting for you.
Oh yeah?
Yep, that's right. I'm really looking forward to it.
God, look at her, how much fun she has. If that's real fun, even when other people are dying around her, like...
Just how will the world look through the eyes of the successor?
Again, she's talking about it like it doesn't just mean her. She already feels like the successor. She really does. Hell, she molded Nagisa. Like, we've never saw Junko mold anyone. We saw her try to mold some of the Danganronpa 2 characters, but failed. But we actually saw, just now, in this game, Monika mold Nagisa to be, you know, to her will. That's something we never saw from Junko, but we've heard that she does all the time. So, in my eyes, you're already a better successor than Junko was. I don't know. Better Junko than Junko was. Well, maybe not a better Junko, but a better... You know what I mean.
Monika, you're so into it! Your heart resonates, hot enough to burn!
Thank you, Kurokuma, for giving Monika such a splendid plan.
Kurokuma came up with the idea. Who created Kurokuma then? Was it Nagito? Was it Izuru? Aww, bear hug.
Yeah, stop it. Your little hills, up against my body.
Your little hills? Your little boobs? So, yeah, she gets it on with, like, all the guys. Masaru wanted to get it on with her. Nagisa, even Utsuru the girl wanted to get it on with her. Kurokuma the bear wants to get it on with her. And it's all part of her plan. She takes advantage of her cutesy sex appeal. Well, for the most part, it's just cutesy appeal, but she used the sex with Nagisa.
Are you pushing those little buds on me? You doing this on purpose, Monika?
Probably. Everything she does is on purpose.
Monika!
The question is she acting all the time 24/7, or is she actually crazy? Because there's a fine line between crazy and committed to your craziness and not realizing that you're crazy and acting crazy, and it's all part of a big evil plan. Junko, I definitely think was crazy, so...
Thank you for the hard work, Mr. Servant. I'm sure we will not see each other ever again.
Oh? Yeah, because you're gonna die in this game? And Nagito's gonna come back to life? And so he won't see you? Does that really mean Nagito's done in this game? Is that the end of his purpose? Aww. That would feel like he's just an Easter egg in that case. I don't know, I think he's got a little bit more. But, Oh, what did I want to say? Yeah, Nagito's also that crazy kind. He's a crazy and committed to his own crazy. He's smart, but he's crazy. There's a difference between crazy being committed to your own crazy and being very smart and acting crazy and that being all part of the plan. Junko and Nagito are definitely both crazy. Joker, the Joker, at least in one of the comics, he admitted that he was not crazy and he was just, he was smart and acting crazy, essentially. But,
we're all here.
He generally appears crazy, the Joker does, from the Batman stuff, but one of the comics, they look into his mind a bit, and it seems, no, he's smart and just acts crazy, but obviously different interpretations are just going to have him be crazy for crazy, but anyways.
Sure. Good. Thank you.
Oh boy. Now he's going to give a speech. Maybe it'll be cooler.
Everyone, hear me out.
Oh, this is a fight for kids.
First off, I gotta apologize to you guys.
Yeah, for waiting so long when you had that the whole time. But man, this is gonna be a fight of like evil versus evil, sort of. I don't know, kind of. Because if Nagisa was still around, it might be. Well, no, because it's hard to say. If Nagisa was still around, maybe it'd be more gray, but you could. No, I should say it would be more like the kids are even in the right. Because the adults are all gonna try to butcher and kill all the kids now. And the kids trying to kill the adults, but I think the kids are brain controlled, so it's like, it's a really good way they've set this up. It's a very gray on gray battle. The game has done such a good job world building with all the files.
The reason I was always down in that base wasn't because I was waiting for an opportunity.
Oh, okay. So I was right about that, because you had the Big Bang the whole time.
That was just an excuse. Really? I was just scared shitless by those kids.
Well, at least he admits it.
Makes me a pretty bad leader.
Yup.
But then, someone snapped me out of it. Those two girls over there. Neither kids nor adults.
But somewhere in the middle. And about to be, as they called them in the beginning of the game. I imagine they were going to use that term a little bit more, but no, they only called him once. They only called Kamara that once.
Hi.
Thanks to them, I've finally woken up.
And you're not even a little bit crazy?
No matter how scared you are, if you want a hopeful future, sometimes you gotta fight for one.
Oh god, this sounds a little bit like what Nagisa was explaining as his plan. And they were also the Warriors of Hope. Hope versus hope. I mean, that's what wars come down to a lot of the time, right? People don't, generally, unlike in this game where people got twisted, in Danganronpa 1 where, oh, we're despair for despair. Generally, people are fighting for their own kind of hope. Like, it's not like one side is winning because they want to be evil. In realistic wars, usually.
So never again. Never are we gonna hide and cower and lose what we care about. Now it's time to stand up. With our hands, we are gonna take back this city.
I don't know if it's the voice actor or what. Or maybe, no, because they made her speech kind of blech on purpose. But I think Haiji, yeah, this is definitely a better speech. It's shorter and more to the point.
We have the power now. With Big Bang Monokuma, we can do this.
That's right, and maybe with even a little more effort, we can even make it Final Flash Monokuma. Oh, Final Flash Monokuma, getting flashed by Monokuma. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Ooh, kinky.
So listen up. Teach those deranged kids who really runs this town.
And be making their point for them. Well, you could argue they're asking for it, but that's kind of like a kid asking the adult, "Spank me, daddy,
Towa City! Our home! Our town!
Actually, it's our city. I don't think it could be a city and a town at the same time, because I'm pretty sure they're different. A city is when it's big enough to a certain point, and a town is when it's not quite. Oh, I'm sorry, your speech? I don't interrupt you. Cheering right
Things are turning for the worse.
Well, not really. This could be good. I mean, maybe it just means killing all the kids. But that's a kind of hope. Just like I said, if the kids all kill all the adults, that's a kind of hope. And the kids aren't on our side. We're on the adult side, so our hope lies with the adults killing all the kids. I mean, the best outcome would be making it so that some of the adults live and some of the kids live, but at this point we're going to a point where I don't know if that's going to be possible.
Isn't it better if the adults are a little more calm?
Probably, but we can't just tell this group to keep level heads. They'd turn on us.
Man, the kids have already done that. I mean, we're already and about to be. We don't want to be not quite in their eyes. Like, an about to be for a kid, and a not quite yet for an adult. You know, it's like being a mixed race kid and not fitting in with either race, kind of. Only with this, it's just age. Oh, hey there.
Yo, got a sec? Shiroro wants to talk to you guys. Right away.
I'm not a big fan of your nicknames, but, anytime you use those nicknames, it reminds me of the fact that you have big boobies. Shiroro. It makes me think, oh, you have big Roros. I don't know. Also, I have a lot of profiles for you, by the way. I've been building them up.
Sure, Kuma. Good timing. There's something we have to talk about, too.
Yeah, all the files I've got that I haven't given to you yet.
So you guys are worried too, right? It'd be bad if the adults attack the kids, riled up like this.
Oh, sorry, you're Shirokuma. I meant Yasuhiro's mom. What's her name again? I've just been calling her Yasuhiro's mom. But whatever, I guess we'll talk to her too. Also, that portrait is totally a lie. She's not supposed to have a body anymore. Lying game, liars. Whatever.
You think so too? Haiji seems like he's holding a grudge. Not just against the Monokumas, but the children too.
Yeah, I can sense that. It's a little too crazy, I can tell. Also, he seemed to hold a grudge against Future Foundation that never really got explained. Is that just because of the rumors from the files? That seems a bit too plain. I feel like there should be more to it than that. Everything's building to a point, though. Like, everything's colliding now. The adults are building up. Monica has her plan. Nagito might be doing something. Somebody just broke in. My best guess, Makoto, but I don't know. Stuff is going down.
If they end up fighting like this, both the kids and adults will end up killing each other.
Yep.
Killing?
Well, yeah, the kids have already killed plenty of adults. It's the adults' turns to fight back. And we need to run down the population number anyway, right? We're running out of food sources. The world can only last so long if the population gets this big. You could argue it's good for the overall society. And honestly, it's a funny way of looking about it, but it could be true. You could make the argument that because of how much lower the population is overall, granted the world's been a little fucked up because of the toxic, but the Toa group fixed that with their purifier. And you could argue that big wars like this, it's a very weird way of looking at it, but an argument can be made that, and it's a very weird moral way. There are moral questions, moral ambiguity, but if you don't have people getting killed off every now and then because of crazy people or murderers or whatever, the population's going to keep growing and growing because people, like, they enjoy having sex and they enjoy having children and people enjoy living longer and getting old, and the population gets bigger and bigger and then the planet can't sustain it. And an incident like this, you know, every couple centuries maybe, would be good to keep the population down so that they don't overpopulate to the point of running the resources of the planet out quicker. You could argue that if incidents like this don't happen on a somewhat frequent basis, that the world will collapse on itself at a much sooner point. Like, it'll obviously be at a point that won't be in our lifetimes, but it's an argument that can be made on a much grander scale. Of course, then there's the question of if we'll ever make space travel real, and if that's, space colonization, like living on Mars or living on the moon. If we can do that, then maybe it's not as bad that we run the Earth out of resources, as long as we can keep finding new planets. But then, you know, you look at the much grander scale of running the entire galaxy out of resources, but they say the universe is endless, so, yeah.
Why did it end up like this? I mean, didn't you want the adults to fight back too?
Yeah, but they're a little too gung-ho now.
Well, just like you, I didn't know that Haiji had that kind of weapon.
No, it's all Kamaru's fault. The speech she gave was too good. It got them too excited to kill kids.
The reason I tried to motivate them was to give them the power to protect themselves.
Turns out they had it all along. But again, it's a moral question. Yes, it's not necessarily good that they have this much destructive power, but this is a way to fight back. I wouldn't squander it. I mean, if they have it, I'd say, of course, they're going to want to use it. Yes, it's destructive, but as long as they have level heads, it shouldn't matter too much. Problem is, they don't have level heads, but, oh well.
A Big Bang Monokuma isn't about protection. It has the power to destroy.
Sometimes the best defense is a good offense. I mean, you really can't deny it. Unlike what Arnold said in that one commercial where the best defense is defense! I mean, that's a pretty generic plan, and sometimes offense is a little bit better.
If the adults and kids fight one another with the power to destroy, the damage would be terrible.
Yeah, well, we don't live in a perfect world where one of us can have the power to defend and the other power to destroy. It's just not that nice of a world.
Hey, is there anything we could do to maybe calm them down a little?
It's gonna be hard to be a mediator, just us three, just us four maybe, if Yasuhiro's mom is with us. I mean, I've seen plots, in fact, one of my favorite stories ever. I'm not gonna say which it is, because the fact that it comes to this is kind of a spoiler. It's about how, you know, there's two warring sides that are both kind of gray and gray, and, I mean, at first you think one is in the right, one's in the wrong, just like this game, where the adults are in the right, kids are in the wrong, and towards the end it becomes grayer. We see some more sympathetic sides on the kid side, like Nagisa, and more evil sides on the adult side, and, well, that's for this game, and then eventually they come to a head, and to the point where they're just going to annihilate each other entirely, and a third side has to step in to fight both of them and stop them, and that's where it ends up going. But in that case, there were a lot of people that ended up joining together to form that third side. We only have the four of us. I don't think we can do it on our own. There's too many people to contend with.
The way they are now, I doubt it.
Yeah.
We don't have to be afraid anymore!
I really love this, though. Again, because that's one of my favorite stories I've ever seen. That I'm thinking of. I'm speaking of a specific one, but there have been more stories about that. Gray and gray forces fighting each other, and the third side coming in. There's one in particular that's on my mind, but I'm really enjoying this because of it. But will it have as cool of an ending?
We might lose our lives. We might take lives. But either way, we will not be afraid anymore!
Okay.
Today, we make the memorial of our victory! We make the memorial of the kids' defeat!
Hail Hitler! I mean, hope! But they're also hailing hope! Oh, that's the thing that really gets you.
It's hard to believe these are the same adults that were so scared earlier. They want blood.
Okay, Toko, can you really? You can't talk. You were saying they need to fucking act. Now that they're fucking acting, you're scared of them suddenly? Make up your mind. You were the main one, pushing them on. Like, stop being such cowards. You gotta fucking fight. And now they're fighting and you're mad. You're one of those unpleasable people that I don't like. Ugh. You gotta like at least one side. No, you can only like them when you're perfectly in the middle, huh? Well, you're definitely not an in-the-middle kind of person. You're an out-there crazy person, Toko.
The moment they saw that stupid huge Monokuma, their eyes lit up.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Toko a lot more in this game than I did in Danganronpa 1. She's gone up a lot in my eyes, but just as a base, she's not my favorite.
Yeah, maybe it is their last hope.
And maybe it's the kid's last despair.
But maybe it's far too big of a hope.
Oh, you know, it reminds me again, because there was the one person on the other side who took advantage, and that's what Monika's doing. Like, because they knew about the weapon on the other side, and they took advantage. I'm seeing a lot of parallels to that. Oh, I want to say what it is, but I don't want to spoil it. Oh man, the parallels are unreal. The Utsugi Nagisa thing doesn't really have a parallel, though. If Utsugi saves Nagisa, and that ends up being a key factor, that'll be unique.
There's no way they'd listen to us if we told them to go easy because they're just kids.
Yeah, and after all, the bigger the hope, the bigger the boner, right? And the bigger the boner is, the more into it you are, and the more into it you are, the less you listen to reason. You just want to fuck that girl or kill those kids.
Shirokuma, do you have any ideas?
There is one.
Oh, of course there is. You have another secret weapon.
Hurry up and say it.
What is it?
The Monokumas running amok in town aren't moving on their own like me.
Oh, yeah?
There must be a device somewhere giving them orders.
Indeed. I'm pretty sure Monika has control of that device. Uh-huh. The device that controls the Monokumas that were made by Toa Factory could, so coincidentally, question mark, fishy.
Somewhere.
Underwear?
I guess that the controller is at Toa Hills. The kids' HQ.
Sorry, that's Kurokuma, not Monokuma. Monica does want me to go to the kids' HQ, though. The question is, this all part of her plan, too? We still don't know the origins of Shirokuma. Maybe Monica made her? No, I want to think somebody, a third party to both the Monica's side and your side, made Shirokuma and Kurokuma, I think.
If we get to Toa Hills before the battle gets out of hand and destroy that device...
There's a chance, if we can stop the kids' way of fighting back, and maybe even free them of their mind control, because I feel like that's what it is. No one's brought it up yet. Those files, it's not like they're for my eyes only. I'm pretty sure the Toko and Komari get to read them. They get to read the mangas anyways. But yeah, if we can stop the kids' way of fighting back, then maybe that'll convince the adults to stop fighting. And if it doesn't, at least it'll convince some of the adults that are still fighting are cray-cray.
Yep. The Monokumas will stop functioning all at once, and the kids will no longer have an army.
That's definitely something we need. If we can do that, that's our best bet. We might not have the numbers, but if we can pull that off.
If you guys do that, I'm sure you can prevent the fight between adults and children.
Hey, maybe all the other... This is when we get to recruit all the other people that went missing. Like, all the other people we have files on, because it feels pointless to give files to her and her say that she's going to look for them only to find no one. Maybe this will be when? I don't know, maybe that's wishful thinking. I just want to kind of meet some of them. It'd be nice.
Yeah, it's not like they're a group of fanatics who would attack defenseless children.
Well, you don't know.
I hope.
Yeah, that's the big word, isn't it? Hope.
But who's going to do it? It sounds really dangerous.
Well, sometimes you gotta do dangerous shit, right? Me and you and her, right? Pretty much. And maybe any of her boyfriends she's willing to convince. And the other people that are part of the game, right? Is this when they come into play? I haven't had a chance to recruit all of them yet, but I couldn't have had a chance to recruit all of them, so... Like Kyoko's relation, I mean. The one related to Kyoko.
Oh, you better not tell us to do it.
Well, that's part of it.
Sneaking into heavily guarded enemy territory to look for a device that's who knows where.
Sounds just like a final chapter dungeon to me. Let's do it. And it'll be returning to the place where we started the game, right? Essentially, it's perfect.
That's just begging to get killed.
Yeah, well, it's the final chapter. Of course you're begging to get killed. It's funny. The further we get in the game, the more hearts we get. But the further we get in the game, the more enemies we're probably going to be seeing that one-shot us or something. And it's like, what's the point of having more hearts?
But when the Big Bang Monokuma starts attacking, the Monokumas will be busy dealing with that.
Indeed.
If you use that as a distraction, it won't be impossible to break into Toa Hills.
Right, but somehow this feels like it's part of Monika's plan too. I can just tell. I really do think it's going to be Nagisa. Like, Utsugi saved Nagisa, we didn't see it. And then Utsugi and then Nagisa somehow, because he was saved by Utsugi, is going to come up with something, and that's going to be the ultimate savior. And maybe he'll know about the kids being brainwashed, and stop them being brainwashed, and help the kids revolt against Monika. That's my prediction of how this is going to end, and it'd be really cool. I don't know.
Whether it's possible or not isn't the problem. Why do we have to be the ones to risk our lives?
Because we're the main characters of the video game. Deal with it.
But in order to save Byakuya, we have to go to Toa Hills anyway, right?
Now she's convinced. Yep, no more persuasion needed.
Yeah, but a device used to control Monokumas is obviously going to be well guarded.
Yes, and that's why this is the final chapter. Deal with it!
No matter what the plan is, it's just not possible.
Not probable. Don't ever say possible. Never say never in the words of Justin Bieber and Danganronpa.
I know I'm asking you for a lot, but you two are the only ones I can rely on anymore.
No, you can't even rely on Yasuhiro's mom? She's standing right there. I'm sorry, Yasuhiro's mom. I do not remember your name.
I beg you. You guys are the only ones who can save this town.
Your name pretty much is Yasuhiro's mom at this point. And to think, at a certain point, I just thought you were the big sister and not the mother. You know, as far as mothers go, you remind me of Yusuke's mother from Yu Yu Hakusho. Although she kind of got over her drinking and smoking habits to an extent after the after Yusuke came back to life. I know that's not a spoiler because he dies in like the first chapter, and the plot of the first few chapters is his coming back. Anyways, what? Okay, yeah.
Save this town? What do you mean? That's not what we're in this for. We're not heroes or anything, you know? Why put us in that situation?
Yes, we are heroes. Future Foundation is always about saving people, right? And it would put you guys in good esteem with Toa City, who's not looking doesn't think the best of Future Foundation. Sorry, I was skipping over those lines because I'm thinking about other things because I tend to do that. But yes, of course, save this town. We're the only hope. Hey, we're the only hope. It fits. Help me, Toko Fukawa Nobi. You're my only hope. And I'll do it. We'll do it. Fuck you, Toko. We can be heroes. If we want to be. This might actually finally be enough to convince Byakuya to make you a full member. So there you go.
Wait, Toko.
Oh, Kamaru time. Now the best, real best speech. All the other two were faker speeches.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Hey! What are you saying?
I know it's dangerous, but even then, I can't just leave it like this.
Indeed.
I know I'd regret it later on.
Indeed. Oh, I have another fear. You know, I was saying, oh, it'd be really cool if Utsugi, like, save Nagisa, and then Nagisa is the one who comes up with the thing. Well, my fear is that the person who broke in is Makoto, and he's going to be the one that saves the day or whatever. Because, I don't know, he saved the day in both Danganronpa 1 and 2, and it would mean Nagisa's dead, and I like Nagisa, so I hope that's not true. Anyways, that was my fear. My fear prediction, I guess you could say. Fear addiction? Fear addiction! Ugh.
Maybe you want to be like your brother? You admire him?
Yeah, you and your brother complex stories.
It's not like that!
Just write a book already about how we have incest. Just do it. Get it out of your system.
So it's definitely like that. I knew it. You have a brother complex.
Yeah, we know. You say that all the time. Hurry up and write your book. Get it out of your system. Or if you like us so much, maybe you should marry us. I mean, after all, your father had 2 wives. Why can't you have a wife and a father? A wife and a husband. Why couldn't I think of the word? And I mean Byakuya as well, but he would never actually marry you, let's be honest.
No, seriously, it's not.
Sure it is.
Kamaru, you've grown. I'm so glad to see you like this.
Are you sure? Her cup size seems the same to me. What?
That's what's been bothering me.
That's been bothering you?
Huh? Watching this new you. For some reason, it concerns me. I don't know.
I know. And honestly, I will call something out right now that bugs me. It seemed like they were going towards a more vindictive Kamaru back when Jotaro died. She said, serves him right. And Toko saw that and was like, what? And that bothered her. I understood that. It seemed like Kamaru was becoming more vindictive and wanted the children to die. Kind of like going to the crazy side that we now see Haiji going towards. But they never followed up on that. Was that just bad writing? Because they never went anywhere with that. Unless Kamaru just specifically didn't like Jotaro. In which case, fuck you, I love Jotaro. But, meh.
Don't worry. I'll be just fine. After all, I have a reliable friend named Toko.
Yeah. It really does feel like they just completely dropped that plotline where it seemed like she was becoming more vindictive and Toko was afraid of her. It's weird. I guess that was just bad writing. I don't know. Maybe they were writing the game as they went, and when they got to the end, they forgot to change the part that ended up not mattering. I don't know.
That's... well, it's true, but...
But what? Generally, your premonitions are right, so what's your butt this time? Butt gun?
So, it's the final hour. What are you guys gonna do?
Hey, actually, I think that's my first time in this session that I've said butt gun. Yay for me! And you'd have a boob gun, wouldn't you? You'd be able to easily hide one in those boobs. If only you had a gun. Or maybe you do! And that's how you hide it! Plot twist.
Fine. You want me to go, right? Happy? Jeez. Like I even have a choice.
Also, final hour of the game already? That's pretty quick.
However, the objective is rescuing Master. Everything else is secondary.
I think everything else is primary and Master is secondary because I don't even like him.
Yeah, okay.
I was really hoping this game was going to develop him a bit more and make me like him more, and it made me like Toko, and that's great, but I still don't give 2 shits about Byakuya.
Thanks, you two. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Looks like it's about to begin.
Oh. Oh, shit. Hey, at least it's not the kids, it's just the Monokumas, right? So far, not creepy. And they're ignoring the kids, that's kind of good, right? So far, it's not that bad. creepy face.